Something very important just happened yesterday. Something that may change the course of the upcoming alt season. I know you've heard a bunch of times about alt season kicking off, and as usual, I know you've heard alt season kicking off a bunch of times, and as I will also share the sector of altcoins that is performing quite nicely currently and will continue to perform if we will be continuing with the bearish scenario on this marketplace. If you want to figure out when the alt season will finally start and what altcoins will be outperforming, watch this video till the end. If you appreciate me pumping the content up when I'm sick and traveling, like this video, and without further ado, let's start. Personally, I called the start of the alt season yesterday on my X page. The main reason for this was the price action BTC dominance that we've seen. We were here, and yesterday in my video I actually told you that right now, as we are at the top, at the local top of BTC dominance, this might be just the best time to actually allocate your money into altcoins. This is something that happened right after, like several hours right after I shared it on my channel. We've seen a drop on BTC dominance, right? We've seen certain correction and bounce from these levels, and we are continuing to drop as well currently too, which means that we actually might continue. And it was a very, very interesting price action because I actually saw BTC going lower from like 94 to 93, and alts were either staying at the same levels or they were going slightly higher. Something we did not see in quite some time already. Very, very interesting price action, and that's why I essentially called this alt season on my X page. A lot of people are making fun of people who are calling alt season at this stage, right? We'll see. As usual, time will show who's right and who's not. And right now, I would just like to go through some sentiment on X, just sharing some information on whether or not the alt season actually have started, because some alts, they definitely start to move. Some people are still saying it's a bounce, we're going lower and things like that. I'm low. I'm just low leverage long, just to make sure that I won't get liquidated if we will be going lower, but I don't think we will. Historically speaking, alt season starts after Christmas. Some charts from the previous cycle as well. You can see what happened after Christmas on this one, and we are right here at this stage. And first move essentially started already. On the bunch of alts, you are not buying the bottoms. On the bunch of alts, you still do have the option to actually enter somewhere near the bottoms. The Bitcoin dominance has broken down and confirmed the breakdown. Looks like the next alt season is right around the corner. 2025 is going to be wild. I also do think that, unfortunately, the same way as most people missed the meme coin wave, the same people as most people missed the initial BTC movement, like alt season, it will also come quick. And most of the gains, like most of the great positioning, will be finished in the first, like maybe in the first week or two, in the first several days. And right after, you would probably be entering weaker projects that did not pump yet, or you would essentially be making way less multiples in comparison to someone who was able to positions at the bottom, or even to someone who was actually leveraged long the bottom, which is quite crazy. And like best guys out there, best people that pretty much have the life settled, they're just the ones who are holding long since November 4th, because in the last 6 months of price action, it was the lowest local point. Bitcoin dominance rising wedge breakout plus retest confirmed. Alt season has officially begun. Get ready for the ride. This is something I called yesterday as well. I just said alt season. Q1s after halvings are for alt season. Also a comparison to the previous years, something that we've seen, and like these things, they do not repeat essentially dot to dot, but oftentimes they actually do. They definitely have some similarities. It's very, very interesting that in 2017 cycle, Bitcoin set the top on December 17th. And this is exactly something that happened just recently. It's crazy. I'm obviously talking about the local top for BTC at this stage, right? I don't think that the cycle is done for Bitcoin, but it's very interesting. And like all the news we are receiving about Bitcoin, they're just pumping good news about Bitcoin on a daily basis. Trump said that, this guy said this, president of this country, like it feels like distribution area like 100%, but probably it's a smaller one because like we are definitely not at the levels of peak euphoria as in the previous cycle. Alt season conditions. First, Bitcoin dominance pullback after breakout. Second, Ethereum surpassing its previous all-time high. A lot of people are calling for the final bottom of Ethereum BTC pair and for the final reversal of this pair, which would mean that Ethereum will start to outperform BTC, which is exactly the condition for alts to pump. One more point essentially for the fact that Altseason might essentially be present for a market for a large amount of time is the fact that Ethereum should probably run for a significant amount of time, right? It should not be quick because it definitely has some work to do. We should be seeing like 8, 10, 12k around Ethereum maybe on the course of the upcoming several months. Although this cycle is very, very similar to 2017 cycle, following a range of metrics on there. In 2017, BTC set cycle high in December, around December 17th, exactly as this cycle. And then just for a month, just for 1 month, we've seen outperformance of Ethereum above BTC. Ethereum cycle top was set around 20th of January, which is very interesting because currently it's exactly the date of inauguration of Trump, right? And after that, the bull market was over. Very interesting situation. Others breaking past their previous all-time high. Yeah, we do have the chart of others as well. They kinda around the resistance point of the previous all-time high, right? And they, like this chart, should also be breaking out quite soon, which is essentially the chart of your altcoins on the crypto market. I also have to mention a couple things about the coin that is at the top of the mindshare currently. Honestly, I don't understand the reason why. And we definitely can see some weakness in the marketplace because the coin that is at the top of the mindshare, it's not receiving like crazy market cap levels, mainly because like too much capital is freezed in too many projects. Like the dilution is really large at this stage, right? And in the previous cycle, things like Dogecoin, they were able to run because there were no alternatives out there. And currently things are only running if the supply is heavily controlled, right? And therefore things are essentially running in comparison, like the limit levels are the limit levels of wealth of people who essentially control the supply, because if they want to take out the money sooner, they will farm sooner. If they don't want to be doing that, they will be farming later. Study Mindshare, study Fartcoin. Top 10 AI agents Mindshare last 24 hours. We can definitely see that the Fartcoin is at the top of the whole thing. But yeah, I will share some things about the chart on this thing as well. Bought Fartcoin in the box, man, I fucking love Dubai. Whenever I'm in Dubai, I make money. I don't know what sorcery is this. There is definitely a different level of energy in Dubai. I do think they've done something. I do think that there is some level of technology applied, which some people will essentially call magic, because it definitely feels different, like out of places in Europe, 100%. Something to check on the chart of Fartcoin. So a lot of people are talking about this bounce and that we are reversing from here. I don't think that. And it would be like a very, very rare case when after setting this top, we would be reversing and essentially going back higher. If it would be the case if it would be just like the first top right here, right? And then we can go higher. And I do think a lot of people that were taking profits right here, they did not think that we would eventually be going higher as well. But the situation that I think might be happening on this one is quite similar to what happened here. If you can see here, it was multiple highs around the same levels, which pretty much meant that a lot of people, they were essentially selling these local highs because it was enough money for them. And they had multiple attempts to actually sell at these levels, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attempts after us essentially seeing this local high. And then what happened? We went down and we started to consolidate for quite some time. It was like from the start of December, pretty much for 1 week, right? So it's not that much time out there. Then we pumped, and I would say that this pump is result of this consolidation. And you can kind of say that this level was also the consolidation, like time-wise, it was also the consolidation for this period as well, right? So in the hindsight, you might say that we were at these prices for quite some time, which means that the action of changing hands actually happened on this coin, which means that people that wanted to sell, they sold, new people entered at the average market cap of like 300 million. So it's natural they will be waiting. They will be waiting for more X's to come because they don't want to sell like for 2X, right? They will be waiting. 300 million, we went up to 1.3, which is 4X, which essentially where a lot of people decided to sell. Right now, I also don't think that we would be just continuing higher from here. This is just my opinion here. I do think that we also will be entering a consolidative period for essentially market participants to change hands, right? I do believe that we might be forming the range. Well, can we go back to like 400 million and move and go somewhere right here? I would say like the ideal scenario would essentially us consolidating in this level, forming this cup and handle pattern, right? essentially forming a handle right here after the rejection, breakout, retest, and then essentially breakout right after. So this is something I would essentially be seeing on like happening on Fartcoin at this stage. I do not think that like steam in the marketplace, right, and liquidity is there to push this thing higher from these levels. And obviously the main question, if this thing will be surviving right here, because we've seen many coins, many memes that essentially they like from this level they just went down and they never recovered back, right? Because it definitely takes a lot of attention for the coin to be relevant after some time as well, because this type of accumulation, it won't take short period of time, because here it's natural it took a short amount of time, because it essentially was like the consolidation before the next short-term leg up, right? But here I would say it's different, and obviously the amount of people, of crypto natives that would want to buy a Fartcoin at 400 million is also different to the amount of crypto natives that would want to buy it like at 150 to 100 million in this local consolidative area. Last but not least, we have to talk about the sector of altcoins that is actually running during the bear setup of the market. And this is a very special sector of altcoins out there. Usually they're connected like with real world value, they're not the sexy and things like that. And because of the fact that our industry is quite emotional with non-professional investors, they tend to not run the hardest, right? Although at the same time, they just tend to run over time. They just appreciate in value, right? And people are they just keep buying them because they see real revenue numbers. They kind of appreciate the product and everything is going right. I'm talking about DeFi. I'm talking about the protocols that are essentially surrounded around DeFi. We do have a bunch of institutions coming to the space this cycle as well, Wall Street, and these guys, like, they were essentially the main narrative force behind DeFi in the last cycle, around DeFi summer as well, right? And this time as well. Article is essentially saying that it suggests BUIDL as a backend asset for Frax USD. BUIDL is essentially a fund on Ethereum by BlackRock, right? Which is very bullish for this altcoin right here. BlackRock Frax, the world's largest asset manager, is proposing to become an enshrined custodian to power Frax USD, fiat redeemability. Very nice overview right here. You will be able to essentially redeem your fiat through BlackRock, through this piece of altcoin right there. Frax is outperforming the market after closing a deal with BlackRock. Is this the restart of DeFi? Yeah, quite early to say this, because this thing essentially just did a 2x from the bottoms, and 2x I would say is like it's an average performance of an altcoin at these levels. If we would take in all the alts that did like quite well, such as Sui and Altura, right? And if we will essentially take in all the alts that didn't do well since the bottom, like Blast and Mavia, for example, right? Yeah. Will it spark DeFi season? I would say it's probably like a shorter term catalyst, but it's not just about Frax at this stage. This is just one of the coins out there. We do have some others that kind of definitely showing certain movement out there. By the way, guys, one thing I forgot to mention. Bluffin is giving $30,000 in bonuses away to subscribers and followers of this channel. What you have to do to claim? You have to register following this link. It's under each and every YouTube video in the description section. You just click on this link, you sign up. It's non-KYC exchange, so you can sign up from the US as well. All you have to do to claim is deposit money into your futures account. You don't have to open any longs, any shorts, you don't have to trade, just transfer money to the futures account. Here are the conditions. So if you deposit more than $100, you receive $15, more than $500, $75, more than $1,150 bonus, more than $2,300 bonus. It's only for the first 100 users out there, and it ends on December 26 as well. So hurry up, guys, if you want to claim the bonus. Just something that Exchange is doing for the followers of this channel. So the second thing is Morpho, which is the only DeFi protocol present on base chain, which is quite large, right? And interestingly is that the TVL of this thing actually grew from $1 billion to $3 billion since October, right? You can see it on the chart right here. It was way lower. It even was like as low as 0.5 billion, and right now it's 3 billion. So it's 6x in TVL, and it's natural that the market cap of the project of the coin is growing as well, with the metrics behind the coin becoming higher as well. We can also see that they are collecting more and more fees with the increase in the TVL, which is natural. And it also has a quite interesting situation with the unlocks, because they are happening, and unlocks are actually 200k worth of coins unlocked on a daily basis. Crazy. if you essentially think about that. But if it will be able to sustain the current metrics, if it will be able to sustain the growth, maybe it will be doing all right. But it's like it's around 200k of sell pressure if they will be dumping the whole coins on the market on a daily basis, which is, yeah, quite crazy. You don't have, like, from one point of view, would want to say that you don't have something like this with meme coins. Although with some meme coins out there, you actually have even more. Some opinion on Morpho. Added Morpho here. 430 million market cap. Morpho Labs is a decentralized finance DeFi platform focused on lending and borrowing. According to DeFi Llama, Morpho got 3 billion TVL. Crypto is DeFi. Morpho is on base. It is a new launched token, so it will be high risk play, of course. Have a good right management, soon new all-time high, hopefully pump. Not financial advice, do your research. So I would say, like, about all of these DeFi coins, I'm not buying them because I don't have a pussy between my legs, right? 100% they won't be pumping like crazy this cycle, only if some of them will be able to create some type of Ponzi, right? Same as OHM last cycle, or if we would already be closer to the end of the cycle where really everyone would be able to make money, and people will be looking to like park the money somewhere. That's why people got scammed out of tens and hundreds of millions of dollars in Celsius in essentially in the end of the last cycle, because everyone thought that they're smart and they would essentially put the money into DeFi Ponzi's out there, like Luna essentially as well, and things like that. Currently, the only reason I'm sharing these things right now is because they are performing. And it's kind of just to show you like that the market essentially consists of pussies out there, right? They're trying to buy into some DeFi stuff. Like, yeah, it will be pumping, probably over a long enough time frame you will be making your exits, but they will be performing in the peak of the risk on scenario out there? No. Like the most popular narratives out there, like AI, like gaming, like memes, they will eventually be outperforming these things. Although if you just want to put some money there and just not care, probably will be quite nice. Next thing is whales, DeFi protocol on Solana as well. Chart kind of looks like a chart of the meme coin because it pumped like 120 million back in February, right? And right now, like, and then it went down to like as low as 3 million. We've seen a huge green candle that was happening based on some news that I will essentially share quite soon. But like, yeah, this chart looks kind of nice if this thing will be able to continue, right? But this is the time where you also kind of have to look at these things when they did not pump yet, because it's way better than buying into Fartcoin at this stage, 100%, right? And maybe like Fartcoin narrative is even better. It's just that like it's already pumped. Binance Alpha, the pre-selected coin pool for listing, announced the 5th batch of projects, including MGP, Cerebro, Cookie, Whales, and Order. I do believe that this pump essentially was created by this announcement. New listing of Kaito AI apps, trade your points now on Whales market. So it essentially just showed that Whales market is supporting some projects out there, which is definitely positive. Listing report Pengu, listing price, yeah, it's also on the Whales market out there as well, plus around 8% from pre-market price. Also, yeah, the piece of news out there. So it just to show that this thing is quite active at this stage. People definitely do trade right here, and it's the same thing. Like if you want to buy chips, if you want to bet on the chips in the casino, you're buying certain memes or certain projects out there. If you want to bet on the casino doing well, you essentially are betting in something like Whales. Chart definitely looks nice. Like when I look at this thing this morning before essentially this video, before the show, I even thought of buying myself just because of the fact that chart definitely looks nice. And I don't know much about the project. I'm quite bearish on Solana, to be honest. But it's like I'm seeing market being bearish on Solana with me as well currently. All the Solana soy boys. And that's why like short term I actually becoming quite bullish, because Solana soy boys are often wrong. Last but not least is Aave. People said DeFi was dead. Actually, DeFi is definitely surging higher in the mindshare currently, which definitely might show that maybe we are actually at the end of the cycle, right? Because like if memes are not the sign for the end of the cycle currently, DeFi definitely still is. Because some people made a bunch of money and they're looking to pack the money currently. We all want to believe that the cycle is not over. I honestly don't believe this as well. But let's check in 1 month from now. Let's check what will be happening around like 17th, 18th, 20th of January. People said DeFi was dead. That AI and memes would lead this cycle. How's that going? Fundamentals fucking matter. Aave still under valued? Well, I would say the main reason for this protocol is essentially surging up is because Trump actually started to buy it, right? Donald Trump company crypto buying spree. Trump's World Liberty Financial just swapped 5 million USDC for Ethereum, taking the total Ethereum holdings to 55 million. Well, imagine they will be making like 2 to 3 to 4x on this one. Would be a very, very nice trade, right? Chainlink and Aave tokens were also swapped. The wallet now hold $1 million each of Link and Aave. I wonder what coins will be next. So like the Link and Aave holdings are 55 times smaller than Ethereum holdings, right? But still from the point of view of the narrative, is still quite nice at this stage, right? What we can see here, Aave, yeah, it's actually $1 million. 55 times smaller than the holdings of Ethereum. Aave appears to be forming an Adam and Eve pattern, hinting at a potential 90% breakout if it can clear the 342 resistance. Yeah, some nice technical analysis. If you want to get how much? 90% price action, you can enter this one, right? Pretty nice trade. Aave short-term structure looks bullish. If Bitcoin holds the 94-95k level, Aave will pump hard. So just some opinion for you on the marketplace. Again, I do think if you have pussy between your legs, you might be buying into these coins because you're definitely coming into the market where you can lose everything. You can lose everything in a matter of seconds. Everything. You can lose each and every piece of money you have in a matter of seconds. You can lose it any time, any second. You can lose all. And you're buying into this market and buy into some DeFi stuff. Yeah, this is a strategy. Probably like some people, they're definitely outperforming with this type of strategy. I could have been making fun out of people who are holding BTC, for example, for the whole cycle. But at this stage, if I would just full port my money that I allocated for crypto back at the lows at like 15, 16k for BTC, I would actually outperform heavily the amount of the portfolio that I have currently. Which is quite crazy if you think about that, right? Quite nice. Just had to full port and wait for 2 years and do nothing. Just buy more. So a very, very nice news overview. From one point of view, it's very nice news. And from other point of view, will it actually happen that we're due for the outperformance in alt and some memes that I hold? Finally, we'll see. So this is pretty much it. Merry Christmas, guys. This is December 21st. You'll probably be celebrating Christmas. Wish you to find very, very nice presents below your Christmas tree. I do believe that we should be kicking off Christmas rally quite soon. We probably actually kicked it off yesterday, right? It just started and a lot of people don't realize at this stage. Wish you all the best. Have a nice celebration. We'll be seeing you tomorrow. Stay healthy and rich. Bye-bye.